Okay, this is the 96 Discovery for sale. I'll do a quick walk around. There's no dents. Might be a little dirty, but everything is clean. The paint it's not peeling or anything. And I have the winch controller plugged in just to show you that it does work. And it's a synthetic winch line. It's never once been used, so you should probably tension it beforehand. There's a nice winch recovery point there, and it has Hela 4000 cornering and 4000 Euro beam on the top. The rack is supported the full length of the gutter, and there was a weld, fixed weld that had broken, so I had that professionally welded at the top. I don't know if you can see that or not. Just give you a quick walk around the rack. There's a work light that does a nice job lighting everything up when you're camping. The trunk, there's a subwoofer here. It's in a bandpass box, so it's really efficient. I'm still using the stock amplifier, and it sounds really nice. If you want to pull it out, there's just the electrical plug and air line for the locker. And there's a pressure gauge, and the compressor's right there. It has a 7-pin trailer connection, and there's a 4-pin back here as well, so you can use a 4-pin trailer. It has the trailer brake wired through, and I can give you a look underneath. There was a recall on the gas tank, so the gas tank was just replaced by Land Rover. It's got a 2-inch lift, OME springs and shocks all around. Everything's pretty muddy, so that kind of tells you that it doesn't leak oil. And up front, this catalytic converter is new, just because it got crushed under a rock. Passes smog with flying colors. A lot of the suspension bushings have been replaced, like the panhard bar. And the, I don't know how much I can show you. This is where the winch plugs in. You can unplug that. The connections are all clean because it's behind this sealed cover. That's the front pumpkin. And it's got this skid plate on the front. I'm not sure how much you can really see on a video, but I figured it's worth a shot. The swivel balls, I've re-shimmed them so that they have the correct tension. Pop the hood. The Optima battery is new, probably less than 5 months old. The coolant reservoir has been replaced in the last 20,000 miles. These are all the relays for the lights and the locking diff. You can see it's relatively clean of oil. I did replace the valve cover gaskets and the oil pan gasket. All the hoses have been replaced. Roughly don't know, it's when I bought the car about 5 or 6 years ago. That's the water pump. It looks new, but I don't think I replaced it. The steering box I replaced, that's new, and the power steering lines I think are new. You can still see the sticker on them. That U-joint is new for the steering. I don't think the heads have ever been off this motor. You can still see the original tabs that lock the bolts on. The ABS pump works, I just have it unplugged. The brake booster is new. But yeah, I've never had any problems with the radiator or overheating. That seems to be the most common thing that kills these cars. Inside, there's the mileage. And the car has been sitting for at least, I'd say, 5 or 6 days. All the lights go out. The ABS light would go out if I drove it, most likely. Sometimes you have to push the sensors down. The way all the lights work, that's the windshield wipers, of course. So you turn the headlights on. This turns on the bumper lights, the cornering lights. And if you hit the high beams, the spotlights turn on if the button's pressed. So normally, this is how I run it with just the fog lamps and the headlights. And then if you want the high beams on the roof to come on, you can turn that on and off independently. And then there's the air compressor. Takes a minute to charge up. I'll just shut it off early, and then this is the locking diff. You should be able to hear the air leak out when I release it. Air conditioning blows cold. I can turn on the stereo. And my iPhone. And you just set the stereo to CD. I don't know if you can judge the quality of the stereo through the video, but the stereo sounds really good. It sounds better than my 2004 Range Rover. This is the trailer brake wiring. If you had a brake controller, it would just bolt in there. The dash is curled up a little bit from being in the sun. That's a common problem. That's what this wood piece is here. That wood trim's holding the dash down. And then there's another button here for the rear lamp. I'm not sure if I'm using that. I have 2 switches in the back for the lamps. So this first switch just turns on these kind of low power dome lights. And then the bottom switch turns on the big area light on top. I also have these tie downs for holding luggage down when you're wheeling. I got 3 of those and 1 down here. The windshield's new. The headliner is starting to sag, but I have little corkscrew hooks holding everything up. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. It's got the lamp guards. I guess the rear fog lights are working. Tires have, I'd say, 5/16 of an inch left on them. And the wear is pretty even across. show you the lights work. The engine's really quiet. There's a slight exhaust leak, which I don't even really hear right now. I can rev the engine up. I also replaced the fan clutch a long time ago. It's got distributorless ignition, which is nice.